Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a great day today. It is very sunny out. I have not gotten to enjoy the sun because I've been in here making all the products. On Wednesdays, I'm usually in here just making things like a crazy person. We've got all our Valentine's Day stuff, bath bombs, new whipped butters. You name it, we're restocking it. See if anyone else is in the waiting room. Hi guys, welcome. If you brought your tools, that's awesome. We can do some of these move together. And if not, no props. You can test them out later. If you can't stay for the whole time either, it'll be about half an hour or so. I'm going to put this up on YouTube later tonight, so you'll be able to view it and see the link. If you have any questions, there's a little chat box here as well. So pop anything you like into that and I'll try to answer it as best that I can. Okay. Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about how to use your tools for relaxation. So a lot of times we get these really nice tools and we just use them for our skin, you know, our face, which is amazing and great if you are consistent at that routine. But you can use them for so many other things that it's amazing. You get way more bang for your buck too when you just learn about all the different methods and rituals to use your tools. So we're going to go over the Gua Shas. We're going to go over the facial rulers. We're going to go over the facial reflexology tool. I forgot my Kansa wand at home, but they are actually being restocked tomorrow. So I'm going to go over those as well, minus the Kansa wand in my hand. So first of all, why is relaxing on a daily basis important? It's important because having our cortisol running through our body all day, every day is dangerous. It creates low-grade inflammation, and that creates or can create a host of other diseases, viruses, breakouts, rosacea, your eczema to flare up, all that stuff, right? We want to keep our inflammation as low as possible. Inflammation and cortisol and stress, they have a place. They're there for a reason, but they're usually there to alert our body that something isn't right or out of balance. The body, you know, goes to its rescue and tries to figure it back to a place of homeostasis, and then it settles down. But in this age, we usually have low-grade stress or inflammation all day long. So let's use our tools to help bring our cortisol down and just create nice, happy body, mind, spirit. So first with our hands, I'm just going to do a couple simple cortisol reducing techniques. If you guys have followed me for a while, you'll know that I love to pinch the brows. If you've been for a facial, you will also know what I'm talking about with this move. So you don't need any oil on your face or any serums for this. There's a little fruit fly in here. This guy was here last Wednesday too. He must like to join these webinars. So you're going to take your thumb and your Peter pointer and you're going to go right in between where your eyebrow starts. You're going to lift it up and you're going to squeeze. Now, really, you can squeeze as hard as you want. I like to really get in there and release the tension from your brows. If you wear glasses, if you drive a lot, or you're in front of technology all day, this area can hold a lot of tension. So this move will probably feel very relieving. Don't forget to breathe deeply from the deepest part of your belly when you're doing all of these moves. It's very important that you bring breath to the area that you're working on, right? Because the breath brings oxygen and nutrients, gets your circulation going. All those things are important. We don't want to hold our breath, create any kind of, you know, restriction or stagnancy in the body. So squeeze the brows and you're just kind of squeezing all the way along your brows. So I can get in maybe 5 squeezes from the start to the end of my brow. Everyone will be different. Everyone's brows are different. Maybe some of us just overplucked them in the 80s, and that is just how they stayed. So I love to do this move when I'm done my skincare routine. I find it so relaxing. You can do it while you're watching your favorite movie. Well, if you're catching up in Sex and the City on Thursday nights. I don't know if you guys have been watching that, but it's not as good as it used to be. Okay, so this is a great move. I like to do it about 5 times, like 5 full times. And then another simple move that's also going to work amazing for tired eyes and for puffy eyes is just simple. Let me see if I can get my computer up a bit more. It's just simple eye circles. Now this works great for massaging in your eye creams and your oils. And you're just gently circling around. I'm not applying any pressure. Sorry, I went the wrong way to start. So I like to go the way so you're pushing fluid out from the center of your eye to your temple and up. And I'm not really pulling anywhere. I'm more gently massaging and moving what I think is under the skin. And I'll do this about 10 times. And like I said, this is great after all your serums and eye creams are applied. This is a great way to gently work everything in, right? And then you can also just end at your temples. And if my hair was loose, I like to take my hands and then just go right back at the end, go back in my hair and pull back and pull back and pull. If your hair is loose right now, I encourage you to do that. It feels so good. You are just letting go of so much stress. If your hair has been up all day, please do this at the end of the day. Your scalp needs a release from that, bun, ponytail, from the tightness. So you just put your hands back in and you pull and pull and pull. Anyways, that is a great technique. I'm all about the hair and the scalp when it comes to releasing. Okay, so we're going to get into the Gua Sha now. Depending on which one you have, we'll talk about the Jade Comb after when we get into the hair Gua Sha, but we're going to go over just a few little moves to help specifically with stress release and like sleeping better with the Gua Sha. So I'll use the buy-in stone here that we have. The ear is a very sensitive place. There's a lot of lymph happening here, and there's a lot of relaxation points around the ear. So one, it's called a peaceful sleep point. It's actually right behind your ear. You'll be able to feel it. Think about if you had a headache or a migraine, if you would go to this place to release that tension. So it's just behind the ear, kind of like right around here. I don't know if you can see that, but right around this area. You're going to take your Gua Sha. I like to take the edge, the corner of it, and just gently massage in there about 10 times. And then you're going to finish off by going all the way around your ear. Just going to take this out. So you're going around the front and behind. And I'm really just using this kind of tip and this edge here. It's very relaxing. There's a lot of lymph nodes here. So this is a great point to get things gently detoxing and a lot of moisture kind of getting to your skin. So it's also like a hydration point. You're gonna do this on the other side as well. If you just did this with me right now, you can feel how almost like empty or like dead this side of the face feels. This feels warm and alive and softer. So that is a really great point to work out the Gua Sha. And then what I wanted to talk about, we're going to get into the rest of the face here, but I'm going to use the facial reflexology tool for that. Whatever I'm doing with the facial reflexology tool, you can do with the Gua Sha. I'm going to actually, before I get to the arms and the hands, I'm going to do the neck. So the neck is a great release point. If you have teeth on your Gua Sha, just simply going gently back and forth. I like to start on my right side, so we'll start in the middle of my neck and just go up and down gently all the way up to where my hairline starts, following all the way down to kind of my shoulder. Remembering to breathe. Keep your belly nice and big. Bring those deep breaths in, hold it and release. Really push them out. the health of your lungs really does show through on your skin as well. Your lungs are also in charge of providing moisture and kind of a glow to your skin. So if we're constantly shallow breathing up here, you know, that moisture isn't really happening. So really being intentional with your breath is important. Okay, and then you're obviously going to do the other side. And this is just such a great relaxing move as well. We hold a lot of tension in our neck. So the more that we can get out, the better. The better everything flows, the better everything moves. The neck is like the portal to the head and the body, right? So it's important that it is relaxed and there aren't a lot of obstacles or, you know, tight muscles for things to enter and exit. Another great move is to go up the back of your spine, just up the back of your neck with the curved part of your gua sha, so it fits perfectly over that kind of like part of anatomy. Hold it. I'm going to turn around and show you, but hold it at the bottom of your skull and then gently go up into your hairline. And I like to do this move probably about 5 times or so. You guys can see me here. Okay, so I'm taking this part. You're going up the back of your neck and you're holding it. Okay, good. And then you're going up your hairline. So up the neck, oops, up the neck. And you're doing that one about 5 times. It feels great. I'm going to take my shirt off for the shoulder portion. So this shoulder move is really simple. I'm sure that you guys do it a lot anyways when you're doing your basic gua sha routine. So normally I would be using an oil or a serum, not on top of my shirt. But I'm going to take the teeth edge because I like the way they feel on my shoulders. And I'm starting kind of at the base of my neck and I'm pressing out and down. I'm going to use this way so you guys can see better, but you're just really following your shoulder line. And where you feel any kind of tension, stay there for a bit, breathe into it and work it out. I'd like to also do the front. Be intuitive here, see where you hold your stress. If you have a partner with you that you can really get into your back area, I highly recommend that. Gently going over the tops or your chest area, and going over the other side as well is a really nice move to just feel looser and more free and relaxed. And of course, doing the other side of your shoulder. So just following that shoulder line to the bone, back and front. So I like to kind of go down the center and then a little bit more towards the back down here where we have more tension. That is a great move. And you can do these moves as many times as you want. You know, bring it to the office, bring it in your car, bring it wherever you need to go to just release it. You don't have to do the whole routine. You don't even have to include your face when you're doing this stuff. This might just be a ritual that you do for the week that's just about releasing stress. And that's great. Okay, now we're going to get into the arms and the fingers and the hands, which is maybe an area that you didn't think of to use your gua sha, but it feels so good. There we go. Okay, awesome. Just make this a bit bigger. Okay. So this is like a gentle feather touch. I just wrote some notes here, so just 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna go on the inside and the outside. So if you have your teeth, use that edge. If you don't, that's okay. Use your flat edge of your gua sha. And you're literally just kind of starting right in here and you're going out, down to the bottom to your wrist and back up. And then out, down to the bottom of your wrist and back up. And just like on your face, you're using things at a 15-degree angle. Okay, and I don't have any lotion or serum on right now. You can use that if you want. So this is kind of like a warm up for your arm. And do this as many times as you need to. And then I love to take the teeth and go kind of from the middle of my elbow down towards my wrist and really work out any tension there. So we carry a lot of tension in our forearms. And this is so stress relieving. You might feel a lot of crunchies in here, and that's okay. But this feels so good. And I'm gonna do that about 10 times, or your skin will get a bit red, that's okay. It should go away pretty quickly though. And then another great one is the outside of your arm. So we're gonna go again, just down, back and forth. And if you use your arms a lot, if you're a mama, you use your arms a lot. You're picking people up, you're picking things up, you're carrying buildings and bricks, it feels like, around. So this feels really, really good. And then on the outside here as well, on your forearm, all the way down to your wrist. Massaging in this big muscle that does a lot of the work for you. I like to kind of use the teeth and massage up. And then finish off just with some little kind of feather strokes out. And then we're going to get into, so like you can already feel how loose this arm feels compared to this one. I can. If you're doing it with me, you probably know what I mean. Okay, next up is the hands. The hands feel so good, and we use our hands all the time for everything. So give them some love. We're going to use the hook part of your Gua Sha. We're going to start in this little divot, beginning of your thumb, and we're going to go on the outside of your thumb, up and down, working out any of those crunchies. I'm not good at like the best angle here to show you guys. And then I'm going to go in the middle of my thumb, between the thumb and the Peter pointer, work it out. And I'm going to go in between each finger actually, and just work things out. And then I'm going to go into the palm. This is a great place of a lot of tension. So if you have teeth, it feels great actually to just kind of saw along your hand, especially in those big fatty kind of tissue areas, and work things out just like it does on your face. So I like to saw on the outside of my hand and in this big fatty part in my thumb area. Also take the point of your Gua Sha here, and there's a few pressure points. So I want you to just kind of gently follow along in this big kind of fatty area and feel for any tension. I have some here, work that out, work out the middle. Our hands do so much, we really don't do enough for them. If you have teeth, use this edge or the flat edge of your Gua Sha, and almost like you're filing your nails, but you're starting at the very tips or the starting points of all your fingers here, and you're kind of going back and forth. And then I just like to kind of feather up and down the palm, so you can take it all the way to the tops of your hands as well. So this is just like a very relaxing, you can do this move all over your body. This is more just to like let things go. So that is some extra moves that you can do with your Gua Sha. We're gonna go, let me just see, I did the peaceful point, the neck, and the breathing. Oh yeah, if you have a facial roller, feel free to use it in the same way as the Gua Sha on all the different points of your face as well. The nice thing about the the Gua Shas and the rollers are they just stay really naturally cool. And that cooling feeling is very relaxing, especially because stress makes us feel hot or will flush our face. It just instantly feels like you can breathe, right? So with the Jade Comb, it feels really nice to just roll it across the top of your head. There's a lot of stress relieving pressure points in your forehead and around this area. So rolling your Jade roller back and forth kind of hits all of those. And I definitely bring it up into the hairline. I find I'm usually tender in here. And so it's nice to kind of spend some extra time going over those little places and breathing. Also going straight up here in facial reflexology, this is your diaphragm area. So taking big deep breaths and going up and down with your roller can really help. If you feel like you suffer from tense jaws or TMJ when you wake up in the morning, get in there so you can see that line. So it will cause a bit of redness, but that's okay. It should go away pretty soon. Get into your jaw, relax, breathe into it. The breath is going to help your body relax. So these tools you can use in so many ways. Be intuitive with it. Open so you can feel where the tension is. And get right on that muscle that holds the top and the bottom together. And again, if you only have the roller and not the Gua Sha, you can hit that peaceful sleeping point that we talked about at the beginning, just behind your ear. And then you can drain everything down your neck. You can use the roller in the same way, feather sweeping all the way around your neck. I also like to just finish my skincare routine after my Gua Sha and stuff with the roller. It's gentle. It feels really luxurious for me. Going over your eyes. If you keep this, side note, in the fridge and you want to roll your eyes, this is another great cooling technique, a great calming technique. It also helps with puffy eyes, so that is an added plus. You could use the roller in the same way as the Gua Sha too, if you just have a roller, going up and down your arms. You can get into your hands a little bit, but you're not able to press as hard with the Gua Sha. These little guys are a little bit more sensitive to breaking than the Gua Sha is. And then of course the Jade Comb. Okay, the Jade Comb is great. On our YouTube channel here, or where we'll be reposting this, you will see a hair and scalp routine. I can't do it right now because I have braids in, but it's great before you wash your hair, because if you add oil, this just elevates the whole experience. And if you add oil, you're going to need to wash your hair after. So a great method is to zigzag all through your hair. So that's one thing that you can do. You can also kind of comb back, hold, and then brush through. So comb and hold, brush through, comb and hold, brush through, or you can kind of just kind of in little segments, brush all the way through and down. Definitely go up the bottom of your neck into your hairline. This whole back area just always needs release. I feel like this is a great area to get into. The Jade Comb also has that curved edge on the end to go up the back of your neck and get in there and hold onto those pressure points and that stress release. I absolutely love the Jade Comb. I love it because you can use it for everything. And this comb part is amazing. The teeth are huge and they're long, so they really get through anyone's hair. I mean, mine is very thick and wavy and it gets through it amazing. So I will just sit there for maybe like 5 minutes and just be intuitive. I'll do zigzags, I'll comb all the way through. I'll do kind of segmented holds and combs through my hair, holding my hair upside down and going up, going back. So that is a way that you can use your Jade Comb. It feels great. Of course, you can use your Jade Comb in all the other ways you use your Gua Sha as well on your face and your body. So check out that other YouTube video. It'd be pretty easy to follow. Then I wanted to show you guys our Rose Quartz facial eye mask. So this puppy is on sale right now. I think we have 2 left, but it feels so relaxing because it's so cold. It's just like, oh my gosh, instantly, you just feel like there's nothing else happening in the world. So this is great to just lie down on. It doesn't have a strap. So someone asked if they could go to sleep with it on in bed. I mean, you can, but it'll probably fall off. And then when you wake up, you'll have all these little marks inside of your face. So you might not be happy, but if you've just done a face mask and you want to put this on, or you've just put a ton of oils and serums on and you just want like 5 minutes of silence while you listen to something you love, throw this on. It's just a nice cooling eye mask that just happens to be rose quartz. So that is also a nice idea. Okay, and lastly, here is our facial reflexology tool. So this tool works by stimulating different points on the face and on the scalp that relate to different organs and areas on the body. If you've taken my facial mapping course, which I love to run and I've run many times in the past, we talk about how different areas of the body, if they're breaking out or you're getting a rash or redness, that represents, you know, your lungs are out of balance, or did you just have a cold, or you need to drink more water, or your adrenals need help. So that's kind of like facial reflexology tool. Andrea said, I use my roller from the fridge when I have a headache and it gives instant relief. Yes. Andrea, is there any point that you specifically use the roller on for headache relief? Let me know in the comments, because I'm sure that would be very helpful to everyone. Okay, so 2 points. I'm going to share with you here the map for calming your nerves with facial reflexology. So I'm just going to share the screen. Okay, and so this is the Calm the Nerves face map. So with facial reflexology, there are quite a few different maps that you can follow and use based on what you need that day or that week or whatever. So this is the Calm the Nerves. So you can see all these different points on here. So if you look in the middle here, 106, 26, 8, and 189, this is the area of the diaphragm, the pineal gland. So this is a very relaxing area. When you come for a massage or a facial, I mostly just focus on this area here. So what you're going to do is, I don't know if you can see me and see that at the same time. So I'm just going to stop sharing. I have the map right here with me. Oh, Andrea said, go along my jaw and the eyebrows and the forehead. So if anyone's watching this video and you have a headache and you have a roller, or you get headaches frequently, keep it in the fridge or the freezer. And then Andrea says the jawline, the eyebrows, and the forehead give her relief. So try that out. Thank you, Andrea. That's amazing. Thank you. Okay, so for the Calm the Nerves, we've got the facial map right here. If you don't have a reflexology tool, you can use, anything that has a soft end. So like a pen, a little knitting needle, anything like that. And I'm just going to start at 106, so right between the brows, and I am doing 10 to 20 circles in a clockwise motion. If you feel crunchies, generally the rule is to sit there and work those out. And then to hit up all of these dots that you saw on the map, I'm actually just going to do some long sweeps from the tip of my nose up to the top of my forehead, breathing deep. So those are the basic 2 moves for calming the nerves. The circular move here between your brows, adding a bit of pressure, clockwise motion, and then the long strokes down the nose up into the hairline. If you have time and you want to go further, you can go on to point 34, which is the top of each eyebrow. This one feels great. Like I said, anything around my eyebrows feels good. And then I'm going to do the other 34. Then I'm going to go up to 124, which these spots kind of always seem to be a bit sensitive on people. So like I said, the forehead holds a lot of those pressure point release points. Now I don't have this map memorized, so I'm just going to see what else they have on here. Point 60, it literally almost just fell right into the screen off my chair. I don't know how that happened. Let me see if I can bring this higher. Okay, so this little ball, you'll feel a nice cushy point right on the outer edge of your eye, just under your outer lower eyelid, if that makes sense. This is a really great stress release point. You're just going back and forth, again, 10 to 20 times. And then you're doing the other side as well. I love this. I always do it to you guys when you are in for a facial. Remembering to breathe deeply from your belly. And then the other points were point 38, which is the adrenals and the thyroid, which is always really important. So you're going to go up from the outer lip, just below the outside of your nostril, in that laugh line kind of area. And that's it. So I'm going to run through that really quickly in case you guys just want to see the whole thing together. So you're starting in the middle between your eyebrows, and then you're taking long strokes from the top of your forehead to the top of your nose. Point 34 above your eyebrows. .124, which is on both sides of your forehead. .60 on the outside of your eyes. Then we're going to hit up your thyroid and your adrenals. .38. And that's it. That's it, guys. Just a few quick tips on how to use your tools in other ways so that you can really, be versatile with the methods and rituals and different ways to kind of integrate them into your life and in your routines. I hope you found that helpful. Like I said, you can use it any day, all day, anywhere. Keep a gua sha in your car, keep a little knitting needle in your car when you're at the stoplight. You don't necessarily need to use your oils with this. They will help things glide faster and better and easier, but it's not necessary for this one. And besides that, remember you always have your breath. So if you have none of these tools, you have your breath, and that's free. Try to be conscious every day to keep breathing from the deepest part of your belly. That will always bring your blood pressure down. That will always bring your body back to a nice balancing state. So if nothing else, you have your breath. Start the morning with 5 deep breaths and try to end the night with that. And that's it. Thank you for joining. You guys are the best. Love spending time with you. And I will see you next Wednesday, maybe. If not, all the recordings are on YouTube. And get out there and enjoy the sun. It feels good. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.